In this video, we're computing the integral of pi minus x all cubed from 0 to pi, and we're going to do this in two different ways. First, we use a formal u-substitution and transform the limits of integration. And then second, we're going to look at it as just the chain rule backwards to get the antiderivative and then evaluate across the limits of integration. So in the u-substitution approach, the point is to see this integrand as just a single function raised to the third power. This makes it clear that we should let u equal pi minus x. This means that du is negative dx, and we can actually build that differential negative dx into the integrand by just multiplying the interior by -1 and then multiplying the exterior of the integral by -1. So we have a minus sign out in front now. Then we transform the limits of integration. When x is 0, I can sub that into my definition of u, and I get u equals pi. And when x equals pi, I sub that in, and I get u equals 0. So making all these substitutions, I end up with negative integral from pi to 0 of u cubed du. Now you may remember that the negative of an integral simply reverses the order of the limits of integration, so I could rewrite this as the integral from 0 to pi of u cubed du. This gives me 1/4 u to the fourth, just using the power rule there, evaluated from 0 to pi. And when I plug in the upper limit of integration, I get pi to the fourth over 4. And when I plug in the lower limit of integration, I get 0. So there's the value of our integral, pi to the fourth over 4. Now, how do we take the less formal approach of using the chain rule backwards? What I'm looking for here is the derivative of the interior function, that's pi minus x, sitting next to this power of pi minus x. Well, the derivative is just -1. So again, I can just insert a factor of -1 into the integral. I'll just put it in there as a minus sign. I compensate out in front with a minus sign. Now I'm looking at a power of a function sitting next to the derivative of that function, and I can integrate in one step using the power rule. That minus sign out in front is a spectator, and then the integral is going to give me pi minus x to the fourth divided by 4. Or I could write it as a 1/4 pi minus x to the fourth. We evaluate this from 0 to pi. Now notice when I plug in my upper limit of integration, I get pi minus pi in there, or 0. So that's gone. Then I subtract what I get by plugging in 0 for x. And when I plug in 0 for x, I just get pi to the fourth. So we get the same answer, pi to the fourth over 4. So clearly using the chain rule backwards was the more efficient approach here. All we had to do is see the derivative of the interior function next to a power of that interior function. And we were able to skip all the formality of the u-substitution and get this done in 2 lines. If you enjoyed this video, or at least found it useful, check out another one by clicking one of the links on the left, or click the Zach's Lab logo on the right to explore dozens of physics and math playlists. As always, you can leave your questions, comments, and requests in the comments section below, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Thanks for watching Zach's Lab, and best of luck on your math and physics journey.